You're listening to Underestimated, the podcast that helps overwhelmed small business owners turn their size into their unfair advantage so they can grow without burning out. Now here's your host, Shauna Suko.
Do you keep hearing over and over again from prospects that your pricing is just too high? Well, if this is an objection that you hear over and over again, then take a listen to this episode because there are 5 reasons why that might be. And one is obvious and the other 4 may not be. So let's dig in. If you keep hearing, oh man, your prices are too high, you're too expensive, I'm going with a lower price. Let's start with the obvious reason. Maybe your prices are too high for the market. Maybe they used to be competitive, but maybe raw goods have gotten cheaper and your competitors are now completely undercutting you and giving equal service or value. That's the key. So do a competitive analysis. If you haven't done one in a year or more, secret shop or just look if your competitor's pricing is online, look at least 5 of them that directly compete with you in the same market. Like if you're local, look at 5 local competitors who are on the same level as you. So if you are a luxury price, make sure that you competitively shop other luxury priced competitors. And if you are a lower price, more of a value brand, make sure you do the same. So be sure and do that analysis. And then also ask your customers who say, no, you're just too expensive. Level with them, human to human, and just say, hey, this is something that I would love to learn more about. Can you tell me why you think my prices are high, or what you're seeing out there if you've done some price shopping around? And I had a good quote. Can you tell me if you're comparing to a specific alternative or competitor? That way you get a better idea for who they think your competitors are, because they may be wrong, which brings me to the second reason why you may be getting this objection. And that is your branding is disconnected from your price. Meaning, if you have not updated your website, your ads, your social media, wherever it is that your brand appears, if you haven't updated that in a while, there may be a disconnect. You may be appearing in your brand as beer when you are charging a fine wine price. So make sure those are aligned. And this is one that is hard to see. It's hard to, as they say, read the wine label when you're inside the bottle, to continue the wine analogy. So sometimes it helps to get an outside perspective. So again, ask customers who are happy with you, what they like about your brand or what they could see needs improvement, but also ask those people who turned you down. And if you feel like they're not going to answer me honestly, do a focus group. It costs you maybe a $25 gift card to a local restaurant or to an online store or whatnot, and get 5 to 10 people either all at once on Zoom or in a room, or just do one-on-ones. Sometimes one-on-ones, you get more honest answers because people aren't afraid to disagree with others in a live room. And the third way is, this is something that I offer. It's called a brand 360 review. I look at every single customer-facing brand item that you have, whether you give away keychains or you have magnets on your trucks, or if you have a banner on your YouTube page, or your logo, your business cards, anything where your brand appears. I take a look at that and we meet for about an hour on Zoom, and I learn, where do you want to be? What do you want your brand to project? And then after I've done all of my research, I come back and we have another meeting where I go over all of the honest feedback, and I will be probably not brutally honest, because you're not going to need brutal honesty, because it's not going to be brutal. I'm sure that you have decent branding, but that doesn't mean it can't always be better. So it's super affordable. Just go on my website, reach out to me, Shauna at thebuyerinsider.com, connect with me on social media, and we can hop on a discovery call and I can tell you more about it and see if it makes sense to you. Which brings me to the number 3 reason why you might be getting the price too high objection, and that is your messaging. This is more like your written word, or if you're on video, what are you saying to your customer on your website that also combines to be part of your overall brand, but the written word or the spoken word? What are those saying to your customer? And is there some sort of disconnect? So again, this requires competitive analysis. This requires asking your customers or bringing me in to take a look at this. I love doing website reviews. I also just did a podcast episode on websites and 10, or I think it was 10, I don't know, a number of tips on how to make your website as strong as it can be. So check that out as well. And also, I have free resources, tons of free, actually valuable resources for you in my vault at thebuyerinsider.com/vault, or just go to buyerinsider.com and look under resources. There's blogs that can help you. There are more podcast episodes. There's the vault. There's all sorts of things that can help you with this. And the vault has assessments, self-assessments. So you can do some discovery that way as well and see what your messaging is actually saying to your customer as opposed to what you think it's saying. There may just be stronger language. You can also run this through AI. If you're an AI user, ask ChatGPT to review your website. Just give it your link and ask it to review your website and see how it can be more proportionately aligned with your pricing, with your brand, with your wherever you want to be in the market, luxury brand or value brand, whatever. Which brings me to the fourth reason why you might be getting that objection, and that is value. Are you giving enough value for the price? And you may say, well, of course I am, but of course you think that because you determine your value and you determine your price. But if you're hearing this objection more than you think you should, then it requires looking into that a little bit deeper. Now, the thing is, if you're getting this objection from customers who just aren't your right fit, that's okay. Those customers that are looking for the lowest price are likely not going to be loyal to you anyway. They may buy from you once, which is great. That doesn't suck, right? But as soon as they see a lower price, they're gone. So make sure that the messaging and the value that you're bundling and the price and the brand all align to attract the exact right customers for you, because they are out there. It's just a matter of who are they? And this also ties into, if you're going to do a focus group, make sure that the people you invite are your exact right customer demographic, rather than, if they were just prospects that turned you down, they may just be value seekers. They may be looking for the lowest price. And if that's not you, don't bother with the focus group for them, because they likely will never be your ideal customer. So figure out who those are, whether it's age, gender, location, belief system, whatever, however you target your ideal customer, and make sure that whoever you ask for this feedback fits into the type of customer you actually want. And the last reason, number 5, is the biggest reason why you might be getting that disconnect. And that is they just don't trust you. And trust is a huge issue. I talk about this in my book, which is up here if you're on video. Small is your superpower. It's available on Amazon. I talk about this throughout my website, on blogs and other podcasts. Check it out. But trust is a huge issue today, because according to a poll that I did, 98% of Americans distrust businesses more than just 10 years ago. Now, the thing we have going for us is the bigger the business, the higher level of distrust. But that only works in our favor if we are marketing ourselves as small businesses. And now is the time to actually embrace your smallness, because Americans are seeking out those they can trust. They're seeking out small businesses. They would love alternatives for Amazon if they're out there. They just don't know about you, or they don't trust that you deliver as quickly or the same value or any number of reasons. But now is the time to be small if you are marketing in a way that builds that trust. Because when you get customers that trust you, as you already have, if you've been in business more than a year, you already have customers who love you and shout your name from the rooftops. So leveraging those customers, getting video, hopefully testimonials from them. Whenever you have a happy customer, if you are brick and mortar and they're in the store, ask them if they could repeat all that complimentary stuff they just said to you into your phone, and collect that feedback, not just in writing, because writing isn't as trusted anymore. Those written testimonials aren't as valuable as they used to be. But trust is huge, and you establish this. I've got entire podcasts and blogs on this, so check those out, absolutely. And I also have, as you've heard me mention before, I have a vault full of free resources, thebuyerinsider.com. Look under resources for the vault. There are trust assessments in there. There are trust building tools that will help you with this. But rewriting your website language to appeal and build trust is super important today. Embracing your imperfections, because we don't trust perfect anymore as Americans. This is very recent. In the last couple of years, we don't trust perfection. So doing videos of yourself or of your customers or of your staff or of your vendors and putting those on your website, using real pictures of all the above rather than stock photos, rather than professional headshots of your people. All of these are things that humanize you and build trust. And in building trust, the most important thing we can do as small businesses is to out-human the competition, whatever size they are. But corporations have a horrible struggle appearing human these days. Smaller businesses have a superpower that we are small, and it's easier for us to do. It's easier for us to be approachable and be real and be authentic and be direct and be truthful and pull back the veil and be honest and show the messy middle. All of those things about your production or your delivery of services. Admit when things go wrong and share, celebrate when things go right, and don't always pitch. So those are all things that you can do to hopefully stop getting that objection. But if you are getting business, if your business increases with the right type of customer, then forget those objections if they're coming from customers that are just not your perfect fit. And we have to be okay with that, because I am not the perfect speaker or the perfect consultant for every company. I am in a certain price category. I have a certain personality that I don't like to hide. I don't like to blend into what I call the blandscape of every other speaker that's out there just to appeal to everybody. And in that way, I attract my exact right customers, and you can too. So good luck. Reach out to me if I can be helpful with that Brand 360 assessment. It is super affordable. It's a one-time thing, and it will give you everything you need to make sure that you are aligned and you are conveying who you are and the price you deserve in the way that aligns and attracts your exact right customers. That's it. Thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of Underestimated.
Thanks for listening to Underestimated, hosted by Shauna Suko. To connect with Shauna, go to thebuyerinsider.com.